Hello, ladies, fellas, subscribers, everybody. Welcome to the Football Frame of Mind podcast, man. Our weekly show, man. We're gonna talk about some NFL. We're gonna recap, preview, man, and then talk about some college stuff, man, as we get closer and closer to the college football playoffs starting, man. But before we get into all of that, man, give a big shout out to our sponsors, Off the Ball Network and Bet US, man. Off the Ball Network, great network, have a good group of guys that, we all share ideas and we all just do it. But the network itself has a lot of good podcasts, a lot of good material for you to look at, man. They have all the sports you can think of, man. So check them out. We tag them in all our videos. Then Bet US, one of the oldest sports books on the market, man. We got a link in our description, man. They take care of all your sports book needs, man. All the sports you can think of: basketball, baseball, football, horse racing, NASCAR. They got it all. So they also offer help if you have a gambling issue too. So check that out. Either way, man. There's always a link in our description, man. A great deal as well for first time users using our link. So check it out. Um, we are everywhere. Check out check out all of our material, man. All of our content. We have so much content, man, from the beginning of the season till now. Previews, catch up, whatever it is that you want to do, man. But we're everywhere, man. Apple, Spotify, Deezer. I mean, Amazon, like wherever you get your podcast, we're everywhere, man. And lastly, but most importantly, man, check out our store, man. My boy Brandon said it's getting cold out there, man. So try to check out this hoodie, man. Check it out. Give us some feedback on some other stuff you might want to see in our store, man. So I said, without further ado, man, let's get into this. How you doing, man?
Man, we good. I think before we even get into anything any further, I think we ought to give you guys a big shout out and a big thank you because we are past 15,000. We're at about 15.5 subscribers. So, woo, man. Couldn't have did it without you guys, man. We've only been doing this 6 months, so the growth has been really good and really consistent. But like at the end of the day, we love making content, we love talking ball. But at the end of the day, like you guys are the reason why we're here, and we would love to continue to give you guys more and more content. So, man, thank you for the people that are already subscribed, and maybe if this is your first time, hey, like the video, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you don't miss a new video, short, anything like that. Like he said before, there's plenty of content for guys who want to watch videos, plenty of shorts, plenty of reactions, plenty of top five lists, what if series, all kinds of stuff like that. So for all the people who have been here, thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. And for anybody new, come check out the channel. Go check out the podcast. Thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, said we're everywhere, man. Check us out, man. 15,000. 6 months into it, definitely wouldn't have thought that, man. But definitely happy that we catching some fire, man. So, but like I said, let's get into this recap, man. Week 15. You know what I'm saying? Can't believe we here already, man. Obviously we know who the pretenders are and we know who the contenders are. So, but this first game, man, we talked about it offline, man. Let's talk about this game that you want to talk about, man. Let's talk about that, man. Like we got
Man, this game is pretty much a precursor to a conversation that I think me and you have been having for quite some time, and that is the Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hell them froze over, guys. Brandon Staley is out of LA. It's about time. You've been wasting the last 2 or 3 years of Justin Herbert's career. You've been wasting such a loaded roster with so much talent in a division where the way the Chiefs have struggled this year, man, this could have really been their year to really take a stand. But obviously, you guys have seen, I think they've only got 4 wins, maybe 5 total on the season, man. After the latest debacle, man, they gave up 63 to the Raiders when the Raiders don't even really have a starting quarterback besides their rookie quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, who hasn't played very bad.
Yeah.
But that was the last leg on the table, man, and it finally gave and collapsed, man. And I'm sorry, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but he wasn't qualified to have that job, and it showed week after week, and this past week, man, finally showed. So I hope they get a guy in there that can really build this team up, build the culture, and really utilize the talent. Because man, I've been saying this, they're loaded on offense and defense. You've got Justin Herbert, you've got Eckler, you have Mike Williams, you have Keenan Allen. I want to say they drafted another guy, receiver as well. In defense, you've got Khalil Mack, who's still playing really good. You have Joey Bosa, you have Derwin James. You're freaking loaded. So there's no excuse why you should be not even at least 500 at this point in the season. So best of luck to them, but definitely very happy to finally see them make that move and move on.
Yeah, man. From what I was reading on X or Twitter or whatever it is, uh, they said that Staley was fired at halftime. Like it was over with at halftime. So I mean, I'm a Anthony Lynn guy, so I felt like Anthony Lynn had them in a better spot. I mean, you add the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they end up picking up Khalil Mack, so then you already had Derwin James, you know what I'm saying? So we have all these pieces, that fit what they want to do. And I feel like Anthony Lynn had them going the right way. I mean, he wasn't necessarily an offensive genius, which I feel like that's what you hired Staley for, but he's like not working out, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm just glad that he's gone because the team, like you said, is way talented than what they're playing like. And as you said before, this is a down year for the AFC West. So definitely winnable had they won the games that they were supposed to. And I get that Herbert was kind of nursing an injury, but you can scheme around his injury. If he can't throw the ball deep,
Mm-hmm.
then just feed Eckler. Use him as another extension of the run game in his short, passes or whatever. So there's a way you could scheme around the fact that Herbert's kind of hurt right now. So I don't. I'm just glad he's gone so they can rebuild and call it a day, man. Because I think Quentin Johnson is a very good player at receiver for them. I feel like he is going to be whoever takes this job is going to have to find a way to use Quentin Johnson, man. He's like 6'4". You know what I'm saying? I
He's
love Mike
big,
Williams.
body, long.
Yeah, I love Mike Williams, but he's always hurt. So he's not reliable enough for you to really build around. But Quentin Johnson is young, he's 6'4", he's long, he's fast. He's somebody that they have to use because Keelan Allen is not going to be there for forever. So, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I was actually really impressed with Ethan Stick as the backup quarterback. He did pretty good for a game that was kind of out of hand early. You know, like I said, 257, three touchdowns and one interception. So that's pretty good, man. It's not terrible, man. But the Raiders, on the other hand, man, they weren't playing at all. And when you get into the game itself, right? Aiden O'Connell's looking like maybe he can be the guy. Maybe not. Don't just give him the reins coming into next season, because quite frankly, they're
Mm-hmm.
still in the playoff hunt, 6-8 with a couple games left. If you win out, anything's possible. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
true.
still possible for them to get it. So before we even talk about next season, if he shows that if he can get them to win out, he's already booked himself as the starter coming in the next season. And I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
shown flashes, man. Like I said, I feel like they need to feed Zamir White, Josh Jacobs, and I believe it's I forgot Abdullah is the next running back. But they got three capable guys, right? Which is fine. You know what I'm saying? If that's your identity, use them to take the pressure off of O'Connell. You got a three-head monster, man. And you got some really good linemen too. So I just feel like they have a chance to really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this game got out of
Mm-hmm.
hand for the Chargers, but just looking at the whole picture, man, the Raiders have a chance to make the playoffs, man. Maybe a slim chance, but still, if you went out and take care of your business, you never know what's gonna happen around you. So, but I think they
Mm-hmm.
found an answer in Aiden O'Connell. I like what he's doing, but I think you gotta build around your horses, man. You got three of them. You might as well use them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got Devontae Adams too, but I mean he's gonna do him regardless. So it's not really something that we gotta talk
Mm-hmm.
about. We know how good he is, and he gonna make a difference anyway. But you gotta run the ball to open him up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna have one-on-one coverage with him all day, that's not cool. I wouldn't do that to any cornerback because he's that good, man.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's a good game for the Raiders, man. Bad game for the Chargers, but it just like I said, it's been a bad season for the Chargers. So we
Mm-hmm.
we didn't
I got
pick that
a
at
I
all.
got another crazy I got another crazy game me and you talked about last week that I think we need to touch base with.
Yeah,
A game that me and you agreed the outcome, and it did not go to the outcome that we expected. And that's Seattle and Philly, bro. Your red alert better be going off right now because your Super Bowl pick is definitely in. Man, Drew Lock was looking like
see,
Missouri Drew Lock.
see,
Man, led them
man.
on a game-winning drive, man. Philadelphia, I told you, man, they can't if they can't score those points and utilize their offense correctly, man, that's gonna be trouble. And the
I
fact that
told
they
you, man.
can, man,
I told you,
it's
man.
crazy.
I said, coming into this game, if Jalen Hurts passes for more than 25 times, right? It's gonna be an issue, man, because that's
He turned the
not his
ball over
strong
too.
suit. You know,
He didn't even complete like I don't. He barely completed over 50% of his passes, dude. 143 yards and two interceptions.
that's what I'm
He
saying,
only
man.
touchdowns he accounted for were the two on the ground.
I mean, yeah, but that was my point last week.
Mm-hmm.
If he passed the ball more than 25 times and he the leading rusher, that's not a recipe for success. You know,
Nope.
like I mean, it's just not looking good, man. And the red alert's going off, man, for me. It's going off,
Mm-hmm.
man. My Super Bowl pick isn't going too hot, man. You know. But since your Super Bowl pick has kind of been destroyed, I think I deserve the right to
Well,
change my
I
Super
had the
Bowl
Eagles
pick.
in the I had the Eagles in the Super Bowl though.
No, I thought you
I
had the
had them in it.
49ers.
No, I'm pretty sure I had the Eagles with the 49ers like coming up short.
We're gonna have to roll the tape, man. Because I could have sworn you
Yeah.
said the 49ers and the Bengals.
Well,
We're gonna have
either
to,
or. I
we're
mean,
gonna have
still
to
not looking too bad if that's the case.
we have to roll the tape on that one, man. But either
Yeah, my
way,
Super Bowl
man.
winner's already out because quarterback got hurt. So I mean, my winner is already out of the question. So it is what it is. Nobody could have predicted that, unfortunately.
Nah, you couldn't predict that, man. But either way, man, the Eagles, were a part of our
That's
NFC
concerning, man.
championship game. That was part of our NFC championship game. So it was, they're not looking good, man. I mean, like I said, I didn't think that Drew Lock would have did that. I had
He
no
played
idea.
well, man. He
But
played
you know
really
what? He's
well,
always
especially in
been
the
able to
clutch.
pass the ball. He's always been able to pass the ball. So,
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to get his teams over the hump. Like,
yeah, yeah, and I like Gino, but I was like, I don't know, but like I said, they seem like they really rode Kenneth Walker. You know,
mm-hmm.
they rode Kenneth Walker, 86 yards, man. Like, bro. Like he looked good, man. DK looked real good too, man. 78 yards, man. He was slicing through that secondary. So, like I said, I think Seattle is trending upward. I think they'll get to
Mhm.
probably a wild card spot, man. I think they could really do that. Yeah. God damn. This dude here, man.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Seattle, man. Seattle is, a team that's trending upward. It's a big win for them. A big win for Drew Lock doing his thing. So, like I said, I don't know, what type of team they're gonna be in the playoffs, but I think they'll sneak in there. Like because the 49ers are gonna win the division, right? So,
Mhm.
the Eagles and Cowboys are probably gonna occupy two spots already, right?
Yeah.
So, uh,
They got three wild card spots, right? It's three. You got four division winners and three wild card spots, correct?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's just say that Philly wins the division, Dallas gets a wild card spot, San Fran wins their division. I gotta think that Seattle gets a wild card spot,
They get
and
one of them, yeah,
then that's what I'm saying. So that's two spots already taken. And
yeah,
if I gotta think about who the other team, I don't think anybody from the South gets in besides the division winner.
yeah,
Uh, maybe Green Bay if they can finish the season strong. They're at 6-8 right now.
yeah. I can see that. I can see that. So, all right. So, looking at the whole thing, you're gonna have probably the Cowboys and Eagles are gonna be in the playoff, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, either way, that's two spots, either division winner or wild card. So
Yeah.
then you got the winner of, the NFC West, which would probably be the 49ers. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got the Lions, and then you got the winner of the South, which could be anybody at this point, you know. So so I think I'm still picking the Eagles. So I got the Eagles
Mm-hmm.
in there, the 49ers in there, the
Mm-hmm.
Lions, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
say we'll say the Saints. We'll say the Saints. We'll say the Saints. All right. So that's four
Oh
spots.
my.
So then you got the
Okay.
Eagles, or I mean the Cowboys in there, and
Mm-hmm.
then it'll probably be either it's actually a deadlock between the Rams, who are 8-7,
And
Seahawks are
Seahawks.
7-7, and
Well,
then the Vikings are 7-7, with the Packers being 6-8.
wow. So that one's gonna come down to week freaking 18, huh?
Yeah, yeah. If everything holds steady, yeah. So you got, like I said, you got a crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? So, and then don't sleep on the NFC South getting two teams in there simply because it's so close. You know what I'm saying? If any of
True.
these teams in there, because the division winner is probably going to be either 9-8 or less than that. That's the best record I think a person can get winning this division. So anybody
Mhm.
coming underneath that's gonna have to either win out or get a tie somewhere or to get two teams in there. But that last wild card spot is crazy right now.
It's gonna be one of those things like I don't think we've seen it as of late, but we've seen it probably like more years ago where like they had like five teams trying to finish for the last, and that's when they only had two wild card spots. But now you got like six teams trying to compete for our last spot. So I mean, I don't know, bro.
It just broke real cool this year,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, there's not really like a dominant team for real, except for the 49ers for real. They're like 11-3. But
Yeah.
The last few years, the Eagles was like 15, almost 15-1. You know what I'm saying? So they were like the dominant team. So they was beating every conference pretty bad. So, but interesting playoff race for sure, man, for sure. All
Yeah.
right, so let's get to this last game, man, before we get into this preview, man.
Yeah. So it was a game that me and you thought was going to be close, and I think it's still another team that's really got to put their red alert alarm on, man. That's Kansas City, man. They only beat New England by 10 points, bro. And like those ten points didn't come until late in like the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. The Patriots held on with them for a while, man. Mahomes throws for 300 yards, throws 2 touchdowns, but later in the game, man, 2 interceptions, man. He's been turning the ball over a bit more lately. But I mean, when you've got Bailey Zappi running the offense across the field for me, I mean, you don't have to do a whole lot. He didn't really do anything. Obviously, our offense has just been disgusting
Yeah,
and just very ugly and just can't get any momentum going. I mean, we're not even going to get into a crazy discussion about this. I mean, I'm hoping that they just draft Jaden Daniels at this point. I mean, we're sitting at 3-11 on the year. I guess we'll see what happens. But if I'm the Chiefs, man, I'm still concerned, man. Like, that's not you only had like Edwards Hilaire only had 37 yards on the ground, man. And I mean, it's good that they have Rashee Rice starting to kind of step out and like take some of that load off of Kelsey. But man, like that's concerning, man. Like I'm not sold on them getting past Miami or Baltimore if they have to run through one of them. I'm not. I don't see it, man.
okay, so when I'm looking at it, I get that's a great point, man, that they still aren't looking that good, right? But we talked about this game though. We said that the Patriots was gonna play some defense on them. And it was a pretty good game
Yeah.
plan if you ask me, to take away the run and force him to pass
Mm-hmm.
because he's been kind of erratic lately. So you force 2 interceptions on Mahomes, right? So that's a
Yeah.
concern. But it's only a concern because we know who he's throwing to, which is nobody. So I applaud the Patriots defense in this one because you force him to make those plays, right? But he's got to be aggressive, more aggressive than Mahomes usually is, because he's got to make some plays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably got to compensate for a receiver being a little shorter than normal, or running the route a little longer than normal, or
Mm-hmm.
compensate for a receiver being slower than normal or faster than normal, which can lead
Mm-hmm.
to interceptions because you're almost guessing. You know,
Timing's off.
yeah, in the military we call that Kentucky windage. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to shoot your rifle and you just guess where the
Mm-hmm.
target is. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where he's going right now. He's just guessing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, trying to make things happen, man. And it's working sometimes and sometimes it's not, man. So I think they all frustrated, man, because the Chiefs have been kind of the boogeyman of the AFC, man. So you got to go through Arrowhead or wherever they call their stadium to win a championship. So now
Mm-hmm.
this year is not looking like that. So they're gonna have to go on the road to win a championship, man, which is probably one of the more uncomfortable spots for a team that's been the team. So I don't know, man. I thought, like I said, we talked about the Patriots playing defense on them, and I like the way that they still playing, man. The season's
Mm-hmm.
kind of lost, but they still playing, and I think that's a credit to Bill Belichick, man. Just showing the guys have pride, man. But you know what? They're this team, the Patriots team this year, wasn't really lacking defensive talent. Like, I mean, you still got
Mm-hmm.
Judon, you still got Barmore in the middle. I mean, you got some,
JC Jackson.
yeah, so you got some guys, you know what I'm saying, that are interesting. The only thing that really hurt y'all is offense. That's it. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think this team on defense is a playoff team. I think if you put this defense with the Chargers offense, I think you would probably make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely it. Yeah, if you just plug and play their offense with our offense and leave everything else the same, yeah, that
Yeah,
team's
you
probably
know
going
what
to
I'm
win at
saying?
least 10 games.
You know, like I said, even teams with like pedestrian quarterbacks, right, look better than what, you know, the Patriots look like right now. They're not dogging your team, man.
No, dude, it is what it is. I've said
It's
it for the
just
last forever, man. I mean,
like it's just like I've never seen the Patriots just look out of whack like this. Now I get it. You have Tom Brady and everything's kind of looks great, you know? It looks great and he makes everything look easy, right? But Mac Jones really looked good in year one.
he
Like he
did.
looked like a heir apparent to the guy, you know? Like okay, you know what I'm saying, he hasn't had the experience to make the winning plays all the time, but that comes over time. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady didn't do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if they keep their defense together and just let him
All
keep
you need is a
learning,
quarterback, dude. That's
yeah,
literally all you need is a quarterback.
you know. So
The offensive
I
line
was
isn't
just shocked.
terrible. You just need a guy who can call the shots, bro.
Yeah, I was just shocked how they went with Zappy, you know, 2 weeks in a row. You know, so
It's out of my hands.
So I was shocked, but I mean, like I said, and then like not getting a lot from Zeke was another thing that kind of felt weird. You know what I'm saying? Like at least you gotta feed him. You know what I'm saying? At least try to get him going. You know, but 25 yards ain't gonna get it, man. It's not. So,
Mm-mm.
uh, like I said, man, crazy game, but we kind of figured it was gonna be close. So,
Yeah,
but like I said, the Chiefs get another win, man. So before we get into the preview, man, let's check out the AFC, man, because we kind of did the NFC playoffs. So let's do the AFC playoffs, man. So right now we're looking at the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Ravens, my Ravens, and a
Jags, huh?
deadlock for the AFC South. So like I said, you got three spots already. Those are the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. So the
Mm-hmm.
AFC South is tied, a three-way tie. The Jaguars are 8-6, the Colts are 8-6, and the Texans are 8-6. You know, so and then you got your Bengals at 8-6 as well. The Bills are 8-6 as well. So like,
Everything's starting to turn up. It's like the
yeah,
NFC's got a
man,
bunch of crappy teams that are like trying to fight, but it feels like the AFC teams are starting to like turn up. Like,
yeah,
hey
man.
man, Cleveland's sitting there at 9-5, dude, and they don't even have Deshaun Watson. So I mean, and Joe Flacco said he's trying to go to the playoffs again, bro. I mean,
Man, I
hey, bro, hey, Joe Flacco said he about to pop the balloon at your parade, bro.
man, I hope not. I hope not,
Dude,
man.
that would like if there's a picture for the definition of suck, that would suck. Like the
Yeah,
guy who wins y'all last Super Bowl ends up ruining y'all chances.
God, man. And what's crazy is the Browns all season have had a crazy good defense. Like,
Yeah, their defense is solid. You got Miles Garrett back there. You got talent, bro. Like
bro, and they got your boy too, man. Man, what's his name, dog? He was cold, man. He was cold with y'all. Uh,
corner,
huh?
he's a corner.
Yeah, Delpit. There we go.
Greedy Williams.
Nah, they got Delpit.
Oh yeah, Grant Delpit. Yeah, they traded for him. He's good too.
Yeah, so he's like really good, man. They got some pieces, man. They got some really good pieces. So I don't want to play those guys because I know how good their defense is. And Joe Flacco
Well,
is Joe Flacco, man. So
I
like
want to
like
get
I
your
said, Joe
opinion on
Flacco's
something.
always done this though. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not a regular season guy. Like you get
Mm-mm.
him to the playoffs, man, he's that good. If you could skip the
Mm.
season and just play the playoffs, he would be the greatest quarterback ever. But he's not a regular season guy, man. But he's been looking good, man. So, like I said, man, I don't want to play them, man. I will hope they get knocked off in the wild card so we can play someone else. But
Well,
knowing how the Ravens go, man, we'll probably have to go to.
y'all got somebody this week that I don't think y'all want to play either. So I think we might as well just talk about that game because y'all got y'all toughest test of the year, and it's not at home. Y'all got to go to San Fran and take on possible MVP Christian McCaffrey or Brock Purdy, and which could be a
I
possible rematch from the Super Bowl.
I see. I see the game, the preview of it on YouTube all the time. You know, Christmas. I think it was a Christmas game, huh?
Yeah, that's Christmas. Christmas night,
Yeah. So
7 o'clock prime time.
all right. Well, I'm looking at this game, right? We're gonna break it down, right? So the 49ers are good, man. So they kind of turned it around, right? They turned it around to the point where Brock Purdy is looking good, right? He's looking like,
Mhm.
he was early on in the season before they started taking losses. So now it's like, all right, they got the defense, they know that, right? So they're gonna be who they are. They're gonna run the ball and they're gonna take play action, and Debo's gonna go where he goes. He's not gonna do too much, but he's gonna do enough of everything for them to stay, in the game. So I expect them to be a tough challenge, man. But Lamar is Lamar, bro. Like Lamar on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to him when he got drafted, the goal was like never to get paid. That was never the goal. The goal was to win a Super Bowl. So when everybody was talking about the money and this and everything, I was like, okay, it's still the goal, but you're gonna have to pay your quarterback, right? It's just what
Yeah,
it
now
is.
he got the money, so now it's up there.
Like now, like that was even a part of the goal. But now I'm paid, so now I'm even more motivated to win, right? Because I got to,
Hmm.
So I think it's good, it's great. It's a great game for Christmas, man. Super Bowl matchup, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Super Bowl
So
rematch.
rematch, right? So but like I said, we'll get into that probably at the end of the show. But
Hmm.
matter of fact, we can get into it right now. We was beating the brakes off these boys that they had to turn off the lights. Okay, bro, we was beating the living crap out of these dudes to the point where they had to blame Beyonce for the power going out. Okay,
That was surreal in itself. Just that in general. Like, how the hell y'all managed to let that happen? I was
like
watching it live. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, we got ball to play, man. If y'all don't turn them lights back on, y'all didn't pay the bill. Like, what's going on?
I was like, bro, man, like, come on, man, because we was up by a whole bunch, man. We was killing them. Dude that just hit a 109-yard kick return. So I'm
Jacoby
like,
Jones.
bro, don't do that. And then the next year they're gonna let the Seahawks do that to Peyton Manning. Y'all should have turned the lights off on that one, right?
They should
So
have turned that one off in the first quarter, bro.
yeah, we should turn the
That
lights
was.
off in the first quarter. Like, okay, timeout. Let's restart the game because that's how bad that was. At least the 49ers was trying to fight back. But I don't
Hmm.
know, man. Like I said, I'm under the impression that my Ravens have a really good defense, man. I really hope
Hmm.
we resign Patrick Queen, cause him and Roquan Smith are a crazy duo, man. Have you ever just watched them play as far as like linebacker play? Like nobody's a better duo than them. They just they can blitz. They can zigzag on the blitz. I mean, you can't outrun them because they're that fast. And then they're good in coverage because they're really fast. So
Mm-hmm.
that just allows you to kind of just do some stuff, man. Like I said, I don't think defensively we have a problem because I think you could put either one of them to look at Debo all game
Mm-hmm.
because whether you like it or not, like Patrick Queen's fast and Roquan Smith is fast, so he's not gonna outrun them, right? The only problem would be like pulling guards because they're not really big like that. So as far as eating them up, like a Trent Williams, like catching him and then getting through
Mm-hmm.
that, like
That's a big boy, bro.
yeah.
They
So
not stopping Trent, bro. Trent's nasty.
yeah,
Like,
so
no pass rush.
so
Y'all gonna have to.
yeah, so we're gonna have our hands full, obviously, but I mean it's a good
It'd be a
game,
good
man.
matchup.
I look forward to seeing, Lamar do his thing, man, because this is one of the games that you win that separates you in the MVP conversation. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? For either guy. And honestly, if they both play well, then it's just a draw, honestly, as far as, who's the favorite. But I think Lamar has been playing pretty good, man. So is Purdy. But I feel like if you're looking at the whole season, if it had to come down to those two guys, I think that Lamar's just been playing even kill the whole time. Like a couple dips here or there, but nothing drastic like with Purdy. It was kind of like, oh, oh, wait a minute, and now he's back up here. So I think it'll be a good game. I'm excited because I really want the Ravens to win, because it'll set a good tone. You know what I'm saying, going into the stretch run. Because you don't want to drop no games because the division lead's not that big. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it'd be a good game, man. Especially prepare you for that playoff team. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to
Sure.
it, man. Christmas Day too, man. That's gonna be nice.
So they got another game that some people would think could be a possible Super Bowl matchup, and man, that's Dallas at Miami. Both only sitting at 4 losses on the season. Dallas's offense is really going clicking right now. And Miami, man, last week, I mean, they didn't even have Tyreek Hill, and they beat the brakes off the Jets 30-0, man. So I mean, I think they're both kind of in a zone right now. They're both kind of catching momentum, especially at a really good point in the season. And I think this one could go either way, honestly.
Well, man, like I said, I got my Super Bowl pick, man. I would have picked the Ravens, man, but I like their offense, man. I like the Dolphins offense, man. I want to see a team just do that. Just be faster than everybody else on the field and just run past them all day. So I would have picked the
Mm-hmm.
Ravens, but that offense just seemed like it's too much. And so far this season, man, a couple except for 4 games, it's been looking like that. And even for real, in the 4 losses, their offense really wasn't stopped for real. It was just their defense
Mm-hmm.
gave up too much, you know. So I like the Dolphins and Cowboys, man. It's a good game. But I don't know, man. The Cowboys, I feel like they're gonna cowboy at some point. You know, like it looks.
I don't think it's gonna be now, bro. I think it's gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna finish the season on a good note, and then put themselves in the. Dak's gonna have to win the big game. That's what's gonna happen,
Yeah,
in
man,
my
because like
opinion.
they got so much momentum now, like they look good, but it's just like
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. Dak's been playing his tail off. I have to agree. I have to,
Yes, he's been playing MVP-esque, bro. Like, give
yeah, I
him
gotta
credit.
give him credit when it's due. He's been playing really good, man. But I don't wanna talk about him playing good right now because if we say, oh yeah, he's playing real good,
Yeah, he's gonna go playing
then
really
he
bad.
just go like really bad. So I don't know, man. I'm not sold on it, but it should be a good game because the Cowboys did lose last week, so they coming
Exactly.
probably mad this week. So it'd be a good game, man. I don't
For
think
sure.
Tyreek Hill played for real, or if he played it all last week. So
No,
he's
he was
probably
out. He didn't play, and they still dropped the 30 piece.
yeah. So he trying to get 2,000 yards. So he's got
Hmm.
3 games to do it, and I want to see it because I feel like if he gets 2,000, he might win MVP
Oh yeah,
because not only did he get 2,000, he did it in one less game too.
yeah,
So it'd be kind
yeah.
of like you doing it on the old schedule in a sense, without having to miss a game.
Exactly. So it's pretty much on par with what the record is right now.
Yeah, so I feel like that. So I think it'd be good, man. I'm excited. I got my Ravens winning, but uh, it's gonna be a good game. I mean, not my Ravens. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this 49ers and Ravens game, man. But I got the Dolphins winning this one. So you got me
Gotcha.
hyped about that game, man. You got me hyped about
Hmm.
that game because I forgot that we
Nope.
played them in the Super Bowl, but you got me hyped about it.
So for our last game, it's kind of be going to be touching base on some teams we already talked about, but I think it could be a trap game for the home team, and that's Vegas at Kansas City, bro. I think the Raiders could really go into Arrowhead and spoil the Chiefs. Man, they could really go in there and beat them, man. Especially
I
them
do
playing on a
too.
high horse, dropping 63 on the Chargers last week. I'm not saying they're going to be explosive and drop 50 on the Chiefs, but I feel like if any team in this division is gonna spoil the Chiefs, especially at this point in the season, it'd be the Raiders, man. Like they're not untalented. They have talent. Especially if they just play as a cohesive unit and play anything close to what they did last week on offense, Chiefs are in trouble, man. For sure. Like I think it's gonna be a really underrated matchup that could go either way. I'm not saying I believe the Chiefs will lose, but I mean if I have to go percentage, I think it's 60-40. I think it's damn near 50-50. Like I think this game could really be a nail biter for sure.
See, I like the Raiders in this game, man. I do. I like the
Mm-hmm.
Raiders in this game. Just because they got some momentum, man. I feel like this is a game that you win and you just keep going, or you lose, but it's still a good loss. It's not like a bad thing. If they
Mm-hmm.
show effort, like and really make this game ugly, I think they could win, man. But I mean, even if they lose close, I feel like this is a good stepping stone because you're trying to build into next year, right? Like I said earlier, they have a chance to make the playoffs. They do. It's a small chance, but still a chance nonetheless, right? So, but chances are they're not really going to make the playoffs. So they're building into next year. So I think you're looking at this and Antonio Pierce should be the head coach next year. You know, so he keeps stacking up wins, which they weren't doing with Josh McDaniel. Like I feel like they've won maybe 2 or 3 games now in the
Mm-hmm.
last 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, he looks like he's the dude, and the players like him, man. Like, so I feel like you're looking at this, and he needs to really. They need to look at this game and really figure out if he's the guy or not. And I feel
Sure.
like if they win, he definitely gonna get the job because it'd be 7-8, right? But I feel like if they lose, they'll probably just wait until the offseason or whatever. But I feel like if they win, he's definitely gonna be the guy.
Oh
So
yeah.
So I'm looking at it like that, right? I'm not really worried about the Chiefs because like they sucking, but a team like that is gonna be okay. Like I said, so I don't think they're gonna lose this game, but as you said, it's a trap game because the Chiefs haven't really been playing that good, and this matchup really hasn't been that good for the Raiders either. So if you're the Chiefs, you probably come into this game a little bit overconfident. But I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
man, the way the Raiders could win this game though is making it ugly.
If they
I've been
can
saying
get the
it
run
for
game
a couple
going,
of
dude,
years.
that's
Yeah, I've been saying it all year,
Hmm.
bro. Like they got three running backs, man, that are really good. Like, why make it complicated, man? Just keep the ball away from Mahomes all game. Pass when you need to.
Chew clock and control the line of scrimmage. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do.
man. Shoot clock and throw bombs, man. It's the perfect strategy. That's all you do. Shoot the clock, throw it long to whoever you got, right? But at the majority of the game, just try to run the ball, man, because you got some good running backs, man. So I like that. I like the Chiefs winning, but I feel like it's gonna be an ugly game, bro. I don't even think they might not break 30 points a piece. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close and ugly because you're gonna have to make it ugly because you can't win a shootout with the Chiefs, not with O'Connell at
Hmm.
quarterback or O'Connell at quarterback. Like you can't win a shootout with him against the Chiefs, man. It never works. Everybody's tried to do it. What's his name? Josh Allen tried to do it. He couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens tried to do it a few times. They can't do it. So I mean, you don't want to do a shootout with the Chiefs, man. So you got to make it ugly. So yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah, man. So like I said, before we get up out of here, man, let's talk about this some college, man. So your LSU Tigers, man, finished top 15 in recruiting. I want to say. I'm using
I think we're
On3
top. I
as a
think it's 10
source.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, top 15, top 10, something like that. But it's like it's a good class though. Good class. So what you think about your class, man, coming in?
I mean, we don't have any 5 stars, but dude, we got a lot of 4 stars. A lot of really good guys. I'm gonna touch base on a couple of guys. They got a guy Trez Green from Zachary. He's a dual sport athlete, tight end, stupid athletic, tall, big body, plays basketball, plays football. Great hands, bro. He's 6'6", 225. Big athletic, freak athlete. I think he could really be that guy to kind of mirror and shadow behind Mason Taylor. And I think whenever he hits the field, I think that's going to be definitely dangerous for them. We got a guy from our high school, 4 star. Think he's one of the top 10 receivers in the state. Kylan Billiot, 6'3", 195, athletic, smooth, really good hands, man. He could maybe see some playing time this year, man, in some degree. You never know. I think we're really deep at receiver, even though we're losing a few guys.
Yeah.
I think he could really be good as well. We got a guy from Duncanville, Texas, Caden Durham. He's only 5'9", but he's 200 pounds. Dude's got some jets
Y'all
on him,
had
bro.
a
Fast, fast, fast.
dang, y'all had another dude from Duncanville too. Is that the same guy?
Caden Durham, 5'9", 195.
Nah, man, y'all had a receiver from Duncanville too. Um,
Mm,
I'm not sure. He might not be committed yet. But I
I don't think
know.
we. I think he's the only one we have right now from. Yeah,
Yeah, man, that'd be interesting. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look it up, man.
He's the like obviously our running back room is really good now. He's fast, bro, and he's strong. And when he hits the hole, it's like he just flips the switch. Like, nope, I'm going. I was just watching some highlights before I got on here. I mean, we got another guy, linebacker, Tylen Singleton. He's really freaking good too. 6'1", 208 pounds, ball hawk. Just you ever watch? I mean, even if you kind of talk about like Patrick Queen and some of the guys who they just have a nose for the ball. They always find their way wherever the ball's at. Doesn't matter if the quarterback's got it in the pass game, running game. Always around the ball, kind of like Harold Perkins, and not to the same degree, but I think he'll be really, really good as well. But I'm really curious. I mean, we got a bunch of these guys coming in on offense, but we don't have an offensive coordinator as of 6 hours ago because Mike Denbrock took the job to be the offensive coordinator at Notre Dame with Marcus Freeman. He's going back to Notre Dame. So now we have to find a new offensive coordinator. I'd really like to find a wide open guy to be able to run the offense, man. You got a guy who can sling the ball 50, 60 yards, if not more. You've got talent and you've got running backs. So, I mean, you could do a lot of damage if you get the right
Man,
guys back to calling plays.
a hot take I would give right now for offensive coordinator, right? Not popular, but maybe just needs another opportunity, man. Y'all should look at Art Briles as an offensive coordinator, bro. Like,
I don't
bro,
know, man.
bro, think about that for a minute, man. Like the concepts that made y'all so good in 19, imagine that with him.
I
Now,
mean, you got a quarterback who can sling it, man. It's not like, and you got the weapon. So, I mean,
exactly. So imagine being able to use those concepts again, you know, and you're probably still not out the picture for a transfer portal guy like Cam Ward or anything. So you could use a guy like that who just left a system that was wide open, right? So and Cam Ward can run, Joe Burrow could run. Then you might get a guy, one of your freshmen, or I think you still got Noah Kane, right? I think he's still there.
yeah, but he's not, even if he is, he's not seeing the field. We had a true freshman, Caleb Jackson, who got to see the field, and they're looking like he's going to be the starter. He's a tank, bro. He's solid. Big body, just strong,
So
runs really hard.
even if you did running back by committee, even if you did that,
Oh, we got a bunch. We could do that.
yeah. So you having Art Browse as an offensive coordinator for LSU would completely change how teams defend y'all. Because I felt like
Mm-hmm.
last year you had Jaden Daniels and it was kind of just his show. He was just running around doing whatever he wanted to do, right? But having Art Browse, man, y'all know y'all gonna pass for a lot of yards. But you're gonna be
Yeah.
so wide open that you could just run freely. like bro, I'm telling you, I would love to
I'm
see that. Well,
I'm
not
just
love
more
because
concerned.
obviously,
I'm more concerned to see what we're going to do from a defensive perspective, honestly. Because if they don't run off our defensive coordinator, I'm very concerned because we got a lot of talent coming in this recruiting class on defense, and I'm just scared that we're going to waste another year of really good talent on defense if we bring back the same guy. That's what I'm afraid of.
well, all right. So I remember you saying it's like a couple episodes ago. You was like I want to say Matt House. That's his name, right? Matt House.
Mm-hmm.
So their secondary took a hit this year, man, which is
Yeah.
completely left, right? Like you don't expect that from LSU, right? And I think from my point of view, it was injuries, and that's pretty much the problem, because a
Uh,
lot of young dudes playing.
Yeah, but the schemes we were running that he wasn't making adjustments. Like I'll even make a point. Like when Jaden Daniels had that crazy game against Florida and he was running all over them and he threw for 350 and ran for 250. That game shouldn't have been that close. But literally they were running the same two, three different passing concepts over and over and over, just attacking the middle of the field where the linebackers were at, and they were not adjusting at all. Like literally running the same kind of coverage, like, and they just could not cover it because he wasn't making adjustments, and that's why we kept getting beat. And Florida kept driving down the field and scoring points because he just wasn't. It's like it's crazy when you can see it from your couch, and obviously I'm not a coach and you're not a coach, and we only know so much. But I mean, anybody can see when you're not making adjustments and you continuously keeping you guys out of position. Look, if you're playing a really good team and you're not able to contain them, I'm not going to say anything about that because that happens. But when you're playing a team like Florida, who at the time still hadn't fully figured themselves out, and you are letting Graham Mertz drive all up down the field on you, running the same plays over and over, that's very concerning, especially when you have talent. Yeah, we did have issues in the secondary, but they weren't even killing us in the secondary. It wasn't even at the second level. They were killing us 5 to 7 yards out. That's the problem. between that and we just couldn't get pressure up front from some of our guys on the line besides Wingo. I mean, but it's just concerning because, I mean, we have talent. Just like y'all have really good talent on defense. Y'all are better in the secondary than us for sure. But, I mean, everything else, we're really talented. And I just feel like I don't want to be in a situation again where we're underutilizing talent because you don't know how to adjust based on what the other team's offense is doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. That's a different perspective because you kind of watch them all the time. So, but no, I get that. I mean, I went through that what last year with Pete Golden. Like, I mean, bro, like, dude. So I get what you're saying, man. When you're running the same thing and you got plenty of talent that you just like out of this world. And it's like, bro, why are we playing like this? We look dumb. Like we're not even playing like we're supposed to. Like I couldn't stand
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand Pete Golden. And at some point it was cool because we play okay at times, right? But it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
man, when you look at Bama and you look at how like they play, it's just like not you just know how they play, and that didn't look like that. I mean, teams dropping 40 on us that probably ain't scored 40 points in like 10 years against us. So you know what I'm saying? Like it looked bad, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
it looked like Ole Miss was playing okay on defense.
Yeah, but they allowed them to freaking stay in it, bro. We should have freaking finished that. And I think the thing that frustrates me the most is our defense was great last year. Our defense was ranked in the top 25, like in all statistical categories. And we lost people in the secondary. But, dude, the drop off to be in the top 25 to fall to the bottom half of the FBS, that's the problem. Like, yeah, you can blame some of that on talent loss, but you still have plenty of talent. There's
Yeah,
no way you should
yeah,
be dropping that far, especially you being a top, like a 5-star, 6-star program. There's no way you should have that much of a drop off.
yeah. LSU got hella good talent, man. Like it's not, it should never drop off like that, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that at all. So I mean, I could see it. I mean, I think Brian Kelly might give him a
I think
another
he'd give him
year.
another chance.
Yeah, because if he was gonna make a change, he would have had to do that earlier because
Yeah.
recruiting and everything. But
Unless
then
he's
again,
planning on doing it after the bowl game.
true, he could do it after the bowl game because then you'll have your recruiting pretty much done already. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really need too much else after that. So you could definitely see a change, man. So I actually think we're pretty good at our coordinators on our side because Kevin Steele's old as hell. He ain't going nowhere because he finna cash in. He finna cash in on that pension, man, because he's a teacher of sorts. So like because he worked in like the state of Alabama for like 20 some years or something or something like that, but he worked there early on in his career,
Mm-hmm.
so it just started adding up years. And then the fact he worked in Auburn for a little bit, so they just add some more to it. So it's like he already can cash in on his pension and stuff for being like a coach slash teacher or something. Something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is he's old enough to cash in on his pension at Alabama, in the state of Alabama. So he ain't going nowhere. I don't think so. I think he'll be too old to be to be a head coach right now. Like I don't know. He's like
He's
Nick
too
Saban's
stressed
like
out, bro.
70. Nick Saban's like 72, so he's 67. So maybe he could go
He'd
somewhere.
be
'Cause Mac
too
Brown's
stressed
still
out, bro.
doing
He's too old, bro. Mac Brown's old, bro.
Yeah, Mac Brown's still doing it. So I mean, as long as you're not like doing day-to-day stuff and you're like CEO type, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Nick Saban would be able to do like the everyday stuff that maybe,
Yeah, he's got too many miles on the tires.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like every day, like I'm head of recruiting, I'm head of like this, I'm this and that, while coaching a position too, and maybe calling the defensive plays. Like that's just like I said,
It's too much.
that's just too much. So I don't think he'd do that. But I think Tommy Reese is staying because I feel like he can just add more to it. Because if Indiana's
He's
calling,
building his belt up, bro.
yeah. If Indiana's calling to offer you a job, right, and you only been here a year, right? Imagine 2 years with maybe two championships, maybe. Guess who's calling?
Mm.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Well, not everybody,
it's
but
true.
that changes the game, though.
No, but you have a big variety of teams to choose from for sure.
Yeah, especially, you know what I'm saying? So, like, say you win a championship this year, you go in the next season, you know you got Miro coming back, right? So now you got year
Hmm.
two with him to just kind of see what he can do, man. Because if he gets good, then hey, the
That
sky,
looks better on him.
huh?
That looks better on his part. If he can turn him into a Heisman quarterback, that looks even better on his part, his resume.
Exactly, man. So I think it'll be all right, man. So as far as like the commits that we got, I mean, we did okay. Like I said, we didn't beat Georgia for the number one spot this year, but I mean that's because Georgia had like this crazy flip. Like they flipped a guy from Florida State. He's like a safety or something,
Hmm.
and they flipped
Yeah.
him. He's like a 5-star guy. So the fact that we didn't get Edric Houston, who ended up staying with Ohio State, um, and then they flipped him, just added more value. But we had such a big class last year that we kind of dropped in people that we was
Yeah.
going to get. So it makes sense when you think about it. Like they had like 28 recruits, and then we ended up with like 25 that, or and then
Hmm.
some people still didn't even sign yet. So you never know. Then we got some reclassified people that reclassified last year, and so they could get in on that recruiting class. And then we got one this year who's like a 5-star guy, but he didn't sign, so he's gonna sign in February, which I thought was interesting. I was like, well, don't you just want to get it over with? I mean, you kind of.
Nah, that means he's entertaining. He's still entertaining other
Yeah,
offers, I
and then
would
I thought
assume.
about it like that too. I was like, okay, because one of the guys I was watching on YouTube earlier, just kind of breaking it down, he was like, he reclassified, so now he's like a senior now. So he's entertaining all the offers that maybe he didn't get before. So I think he
Hmm.
still has some official visits to take and everything. So which is fair. Like I said, I don't think he says he's solid with Bama, but it doesn't hurt to entertain. You know what I'm saying? Don't hurt to entertain. You know, because you never know. So I think it's cool, man. I enjoy actually National Signing Day, man. So I follow a lot of them, man. They got so many, man. So and then on Twitter or X or whatever, I be following some of your team people. So
Okay.
I really like what's his name? T Bob Abear. I think I forgot his
Oh,
name.
dude, T Bob and Jacob Hester, bro. They're really good. They were on that well, Jacob Hester was on the '07 national championship team, and then T Bob I think played on that team that played y'all in the national championship, if I'm not mistaken,
Hey, but T
in
Bob is
2011.
funny, man. He is hilarious, man. I like him, man. He's a funny dude, man. So I be
His
listening
daddy
to him
his
talk.
daddy thinks he's funny.
Yeah, Jacob Hester's funny too, man. He's a good one. He's a
No,
legend
I
too.
said I said I said T Bob's daddy thinks he's funny.
Oh.
Bobby Abear?
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's his daddy then. Okay. Okay. Would have
Yeah,
never put
Cajun Cannon.
would have never put two and two together. That's pretty interesting, man. Because
Hmm.
Bobby Abear played for the Saints. Like he's
Hmm.
really good too. He's like in y'all top five of quarterbacks. Like,
Couldn't win a playoff game though.
well, hey man, the Saints just couldn't do that at all, man. So
Well, I mean, and they were stuck in a division with the 49ers for a long time too.
yeah, bro, you're not doing nothing with that, man.
No, you're not.
You're not doing nothing with that, bro. Like, nah, that's tough. That's a tough way to die every season. Knowing we just can't beat the
They had
49.
a really good defense, man. The Saints had a really good defense back then, but man, the offense just not so much.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. Nah, I mean the Saints had a good defense, man. I remember when y'all had Mike McKenzie. He was good.
When they got him from Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah, he was good. I remember that. I remember it. Obviously, I had Will Smith. Will Smith was good.
RIP.
Yeah, yep. That was unfortunate too. The way that happened. That was crazy.
He was
I
really good.
mean, we talk about Roman Harper, and
Darren
we talk about
Sharper.
we talk about him. We talk about him. But then Jonathan Vilma too, he was good. I mean, you had Ricky
Woo!
Jackson
That's a
too.
bad Scott Fajita.
Yeah, Scott Fajita, Ricky Jackson. So there's some good players for the Saints, man. So, like I said, man, I just think that time was good. That time was awesome because the Saints was just building, man. They was building up, man.
And to think, dude, they almost went to the Super Bowl in '06. If they could have just finished that game with Chicago, man, you could have had Breeze versus Manning a few years earlier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Reggie Bush had to dive in the end zone, and that was it. You woke it up. You woke it up, man. But Reggie was nice though. Reggie was good, man. I just wish he would have learned how to run between the tackles a little bit more.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
and to his credit, man, everything in USC was wide open because the team
Yeah,
was so much better than everybody
he
else in
was
the
able to run
Pac-12.
around everybody. He didn't have to run straight through tackles. He was able to hit the edge on tosses and counters and stuff and just run. He didn't have to run like HB dives and tackle and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, man. But if he could, boy, that would have been
Choo!
good. That would have been good, man.
Man, I'm really hoping that I mean we can kind of just talk about this for a second before we get off. I'm hoping he wins that lawsuit against the NCAA, man. I think that some really shady things went down with a lack of evidence, and I don't think he did anything wrong, and I don't think it was ample for them to strip him of his Heisman Trophy because one, even if something happened that had nothing to do with what he did on the field, and two, I don't believe any of that stuff the NCAA said happened. I think they swept a lot of things under the rug and they wanted to make a scapegoat out of him and make a point. And they had no justification, man. I think he's got to be one of the top three most electrifying players in college football history. I mean, dude, me and you grew up watching that, and I don't think me and you could have ever put a word to describe what we were watching just besides crazy. And it
Yeah,
just sucks,
man.
man. It's took his freaking Heisman Trophy, and he was quiet for so long. And now he's finally speaking up. I'm really proud of him. I'm hoping that he gets everything he deserves. I'm hoping they have to pay him out, and I'm hoping he gets all that recognition that he deserves because he definitely deserves it, man, for sure.
I agree. I agree, man. I agree. I think he deserved. I don't even know why they one would strip him, and I don't even know why he would give it to him.
That's
I
what I
just keep.
said.
I would have kept it. I was like, bro, I ain't do nothing wrong. You're gonna have to come get this.
y'all, could, y'all could go make a copy, but I'm keeping the
I'm
original.
keeping
It's
this.
mine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what's crazy is okay. So you strip him of the Heisman, right? Okay, then change the record books. Give
Yeah,
it to
they
some.
completely took him off. Like he did, like he cheated or something. That's what blew me away.
Yeah, like if you was gonna do that, you can strip him of the Heisman, but change the record books and give it to Vince Young. Like if you were really that mad at him for what he
They were
did,
just being petty.
yeah, like if you were really that mad, all you had to do was
That's how
just
you know he didn't do nothing wrong.
yeah. That's what I'm like. So I'm like, y'all didn't really want to do that because it's nothing that he did wrong. So y'all didn't want to take it the extra
Mm-hmm.
mile and then give it to someone else because not only would that make them look bad, he earned it. He was the craziest
Mm-hmm.
player of that generation. So like I don't think so, man. I just think I hope he wins too. Because like I said, man, the NCAA is dying anyway. So like I expect a lot of changes within the next 5 years in college football. Like I don't think it's gonna look the same in 5 years, man. Compared to what we grew up watching, it's not gonna look the same, man. So, like I said, man, but we get into that another time, man. But I think like I said, NCAA is not gonna be what you think it is, man. But like I said, man, this is our weekly show, man. Like I said, we're gonna close it up, man. We had a great show, man. Great points, man. We got some NFL in there, got some college in there, got some recruiting in there, man. When we edit this video up, man, we'll have a lot more visuals, so you guys can know who we talking about. So, like I said, especially when we get into recruiting, because a lot of people may not follow it like that. And we might butcher some names too. So you might want to put a name to the face, right? But like I said, man, great show, man. But before we get up out of here, man, anything you gotta say?
Yeah, man. Before we go, like we said again, 15,000 subscribers, very, very big accomplishment. I know some people are like, oh, that's not really a big of a, but I mean, dude, we're not working with the best of quality. We're just talking football like the only way we know how. And we couldn't have done without you guys. 15,000 is a really big accomplishment. And we just want to say thank you for all your feedback. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the subscriptions, the likes, the comments. Dude, it's fun. And we really love talking to you guys, and we really appreciate all of y'all guys and everything y'all done for us. And for anybody new, man, like we said earlier, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. Like I said before, if you don't want to watch videos, we have plenty of videos, college, pro, everything you can think of. If you love shorts, dude, we've got hella shorts. And maybe you're like an audio guy. Maybe you want to plug something when you go to the gym. Maybe you drive a lot. Maybe you drive trucks. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all that good stuff. You can just plug it in, pick it up where you left off, all that good stuff. But like he said earlier, don't forget to check out Off the Ball Network. Really cool guys over there. A lot of great content. And we will have a link in the description for BetUS. They can have a link and promotion, some free bets and things like that. Check them out. As well as don't forget to check Shopify. It's getting cold outside. Got a really cool hoodie. And if you guys want us to put some other stuff in the store, drop some comments. We'll get it put in there so you guys can get your hands on it. But thank you guys again. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
I couldn't have said it better myself, man. All right, I'm Cam. That's Brandon. This is a Football Frame of Mind podcast. Signing off.